Hello, my name is Anna. I'm a digital fantasy artist, and today I'm going to make a really important video and probably my best video yet, how to get addicted to painting. Before I start, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the attention and love that I've been getting recently. And I just love you guys so much, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure to do so because everyone is loving it and I bet you're gonna love my channel too. Anyways, I've been really wanting to make this video because I feel like my technique to get addicted to painting is literally perfect. I have been painting every single week since the year started, and I've been using this technique since January. So today I'm going to give you tips and tricks to get addicted to painting digitally so you can improve your art, become consistent, and paint every day because you will just literally feel the need to do so. This video is basically about how to make digital art equivalent to how addicted you probably are to coffee. So let's just get right into it. So I've developed this method because in the start of 2024, I decided that I was done being inconsistent and I was going to create a consistent painting schedule and I was going to keep up with it throughout the whole year. And we're literally in September, so honestly, if I'm not the proof that this works, nothing is. But for that to be possible, I simply needed to become addicted to painting, or else I'd procrastinate. And I just wish I was addicted to painting like I was addicted to candy, So I was like, I need to fix this and I need to find a way to make painting as addictive as I am to sweets. Digital art is really hard because most of the times you are probably painting inside your house. So unless you can take your iPad or whatever, like sketchbook outside or to a coffee shop, which I'd argue would only distract you more, it's you against yourself. And it's really hard to keep track of yourself and not procrastinate, especially when you're inside your room where most of us paint. So my first obstacle was to keep myself accountable and while inside my resting space, which is kind of toxic, but we want to have home offices, so let's just get right into it. But something else that was an obstacle for me was that not only me, but a lot of us had other jobs and are students. So how can you trick yourself and your brain to want to paint even when you arrive home drop dead tired? So the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to set your goals. And it's not only to write them down, I just mean that painting every day is really damn unsustainable. So you should never set this type of expectation on yourself unless you do have the time and privilege to do so. So I want you to think about your schedule. When I say goals, it's basically thinking about your whole life. And it's even if it's only for a month, try to think about if you can paint 4 days or 5 days every week at least. So just like if you work out or run, I want you to think about painting like a workout. It's something you need to do for your health, and you need at least 1 hour a day, 4 or 5 times a week for it to do anything good for you. So I really like to compare painting to workout because it's basically like it becomes a necessity. Like if you don't work out or at least walk, your body is not going to be okay, like your health is not going to be okay. So I need you to prioritize improving in art as much as you would if it depended on your health. Because if you really want to get good at art and probably work with art, it is kind of, you kind of depend on getting good, you kind of really need to be good at art. So comparing it to workout and comparing it to like needing it for you to be healthy is a good way to change your mindset. So this first step is really just thinking about when can you take the time. And remember, if it's 1 hour per week, that's fine. That's already good. But try to make at least like 3 hours per week, like just write it down somewhere. Just think about it in your mind. When can you actually sit down and paint for an hour? Which days and how often? So after we've sat down and thought about our own restrictions and limitations, I want you to choose a specific time every day. And this, I compare it to sleeping, because when you want to fix your sleep schedule, everyone recommends you sleep every day at the same time. So it's important for you to accustom your body and create a habit on doing certain things every day at the same hour. And it's not going to be any different for digital art. So another workout example, imagine you usually work out in the morning, but one day you decide to go in the afternoon. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but you might not get such a good workout in because it's not the time you're used to. So again, it's just like a sleep routine. It's easier to have a clean and good sleep if you go to the bed the same time every night. So I want you to think what times of days and which days can you actually sit down and paint, and choose, at least try to choose the same time every day, because the more times you make it a habit with your body to, like, when it's 6 o'clock I'm going to sit and paint, the more you're going to get used to it and the more you're going to crave it when you take it out. It's literally just going to become a part of your day and something that you need, even if you don't do it every day, because doing something every day is just unsustainable. Of course, to get better, it's better if you do it most of the times, but if you paint every day, you're probably going to burn out and you're probably going to start hating it. So it's better if you start like 1 day, 2 days, maximum 3 days painting, and not try to paint every day, or you're just going to get frustrated. So now that we have at least 4 days every week to paint, or 3, digitally or traditionally, or only drawing, and we have a specific time that we will discipline ourselves to paint in, we need to show up. And honestly, I would argue this is the most important step. It's so easy to write things down, but now I want you to show up. I want you to show up for yourself and literally follow in what you said you were going to do. So, but that's the question you might be asking me right now. How am I going to show up if I don't know what I'm going to draw in that time frame? It doesn't work. Nothing works even if you select a certain time to do something, but you don't know what you're gonna do in that time. It just doesn't work. But I'm just going to emphasize that I don't want you to think about that. I want you to first take baby steps and just show up. Like, literally, I just want you to go sit down on your desk and do whatever comes to mind. Maybe even just sit at your desk for an hour. I just want you to get your body used to sitting down in that space every day at the same time, without the expectation and pressure coming with the making art part. And then comes the fun part. I want you to try to decorate your art space so it's the most comfortable and inviting possible. So when you get used to coming at the same place every day and just show up for yourself, I want you to then start decorating that space. And just be silly, like, don't even paint for the first weeks. Just go there, sit down, and make yourself feel at home. Like, bring stickers, candles, decorate a sketchbook cover that you might draw afterwards. Leave your digital art stuff organized, buy some cute little tablet foams, anything you like that you can think of. Because when we're starting to make art, there is such huge expectations on ourselves, and making the space as inviting as possible just helps bring peace to you and helps not have this inner critic be so loud in your head. I just don't want you to distract yourself as well. Like, please don't over decorate the space and just use that as an excuse to procrastinate. What I'm saying is, make yourself feel at home before you start painting and drawing anything. And if you are a more simplistic type of person, just make it feel at home with something only you would understand, like a specific plushie or maybe a really small flower. Anything, just anything you love. Now, after you have settled in your specific art space, it's time to draw something. And even if it's digital or traditional, think about small and easy art tasks you like to do. Maybe just sketching from Pinterest or just sketching from imagination. Anything you usually do, try to remember why you like drawing and do stuff that's in your comfort zone. It's really important to keep showing up. So I want you to try to do easy things that you like, and just remember that it's important to stick with the schedule and make sure you spend at least an hour. But the thing is, start painting, start drawing, and start having fun and keep going. After you feel comfortable making these first steps, remember this is a 1 year long project. So think about it as an year long project, okay? But now we're going to get to the hard part. Now I am going to tell you to set specific goals you want to achieve every day of the week when you're going to sit down and paint. And I want you to be really objective about it. Something that I would recommend is to start studying things you feel uncomfortable with. If you want to watch my how to study art video, I'm going to leave it here. And I just want you to be really objective about it, but I want you to set really small goals for yourself. And you can either set small painting goals or you can set goals to increase your time. For example, you can only do it 30 minutes a day. Next week, try to increase it to 40 and then 50. Like either make the challenges harder in the drawing part or harder in the time part. Again, this video isn't really about what you paint and draw, so I am just going to leave again the how to study art video, and please watch it because it really helps. And don't worry, I'm going to do a video about how to make art schedules as an artist because I feel like lots of you struggle with that. So please don't forget to subscribe so you don't lose it. But whatever you're going to do in this specific time frame, either it be a commission or a study or a personal project, this is how to actually get addicted to painting in this time frame. After being used to the environment and making it a habit to come back to it every day at the same time, we're going to trick ourselves into thinking that work is actually something we're doing for fun and to relax. This is literally the most important part of the video. So my first method is, I want you to get something you like. For example, your favorite treat, or maybe just coffee, which is addicting, and I love coffee. And I want you to eat the treat or drink the coffee every time you sit down at that specific place. And please don't use this as an excuse to overeat candy. You can always choose healthier options, but coffee is normally what people are addicted to drinking. So I choose that or a really good tea. And every time you sit down to paint and you drink something you like, your body is going to start to relate painting and drawing with something that you love. And this is really important because you're going to start tricking your brain into thinking that you're always having fun, even when you're painting hard things. So every time you show up, you can have a coffee, and it can be an espresso or a coffee with milk or anything that is sweet. And for example, if you paint for an hour straight, you get to drink more coffee. And honestly, it works as well, not only with coffee, but for example, scrolling through Instagram. So you're going to motivate yourself to slowly learn how to paint, and you're going to understand that painting comes with rewards and it brings you good immediate things. Like the motivation to paint because you're going to get better eventually isn't good enough. But motivating yourself to paint because in an hour you're going to get to eat chocolate, that's good enough because it's more immediate. And improvement might not be immediate, but coffee and scrolling on social media is. And even though I don't want you to be addicted to coffee or social media, everyone in this time is addicted to coffee or social media. So if you're going to be addicted to coffee and social media anyways, why not use it in your favor? So that's one of my best tips, like literally relate painting with something good. And if you do what you need to do, reward yourself with 30 minutes of scrolling through TikTok, for example. But the video is not about getting addicted to coffee or TikTok. It's about getting addicted to painting. But before you get addicted to something, you need to force yourself to be exposed to it as much as you can until it becomes a habit. That's literally how you can get addicted to something. So, would you rather do that than anything else? So, for example, I paint in the weekends, and it's not because I set an expectation for myself to do it, because I like to do it so much, I'd rather spend time painting something more fun than scrolling through TikTok on the weekends or watching a movie. And that is what I want you guys to do. Like, actually relate painting with something fun and wanting to do it even when you're not like learning something new. So now that you have successfully related painting to a sweet treat, I want you to watch a movie or a TV show that you like, maybe even some YouTubes while painting. And it's really helpful while you're painting to receive some sort of gratification as well. So maybe listen to your favorite song, or maybe watch a movie while you paint, because that is going to motivate you to make it more than an hour and make you spend more time on it. Like, my paintings take me 10 hours, and if I don't have something, like if I don't listen to something, I'm not going to be motivated to finish them. So the trick here is not to get something that distracts you, but something that makes you focus more on the audio than the visuals, but it at the same time keeps you intrigued. And you're going to see that time is simply going to fly by. Something great to do is listen to an audiobook, depending on the type of painting you're doing, because it's basically doing something you would do for fun, like reading a book, while you're actually studying something. So it's literally a win-win. It is really important to get addicted to something, and you really need to feel relaxed and safe while doing that something. So I'd recommend you listen to ASMR, lo-fi, or make a playlist with your favorite comfort songs, so while you're painting, you relate painting with comfort. And maybe just lo-fi versions of the songs that you like. For example, I love The Weeknd, and when I'm working on a painting and I'm having difficulty, I listen to his albums in repeat because it calms me down and it makes it feel like home. So it's really helpful to get addicted to painting, doing things you already like while painting. Something that helps me as well is obviously watching YouTube and listening to podcasts, because it's fun and it can be a bit distracting, but it's nice to pace yourself and decide what you want to hear while painting, depending on the part of the process. And my last tip is to make painting addicting, is to paint your favorite fandoms, your OCs, things that bring you comfort and that you love. You will feel like you're doing this for yourself and nobody else, because it's a character that you love. And you want to make them look amazing as possible because you love them as well. So it doesn't really depend on anyone else, because you want to paint a character that you love. And that's basically it. If you do this consistently for months and try to make more comfort paintings, when you see that you're bringing in results you're proud of and you're having fun doing so, painting becomes this little moment in your day when you don't really have to think and you just go through the motions. Your workflow gets easier if you do it every day. The first months are the hardest, but that's basically it. And you are going to realize that if you take a week off, your hands are going to start aching to paint, just like muscles after a gym break. And that's basically how I got addicted to painting. I hope this video helps you, and if you have any questions or anything to add, feel free to comment down below. I am painting Yuna from Final Fantasy IV, if anyone is wondering. I hope you guys liked her. And just a reminder that my commissions are open. This would be a half body commission valued at $120. And thank you so much for watching. I really hope this video was helpful and that inspires you to keep going as an artist. If you like my videos, please subscribe and leave a like. I just started YouTube, so it would really help me. And if you guys have any doubts or any video suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. See you in the next one.